Yo,
Yo,
we back. It's
back
another
on
week,
another
another
team.
takeaway. You know what the vibe is. We've had some big episodes lately. I appreciate everybody who's new around here. I'm Sam. This is Vince. Y'all know what's up.
Nice to meet y'all.
Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank you guys.
I think we're on. Let me.
Yo, how crazy was the last two guests?
It's
We
been fun.
have
We've had a good few
future
weeks.
NBAer, and we have a current NFLer
Mm-hmm.
on the last two pods. So big ups to everyone else that's been supporting, everyone that's listening. Let's take a moment of that.
Yeah. Round of applause. Thank you to everyone who's supporting.
Let's
We're
make a sound
creeping up.
effect.
We are for like a soundboard. Like Charlie Sloth.
Yeah.
I mean we're creeping up on a year, and it's like I think once we get to a year, we're gonna have like a looking back moment and like think about all the good conversations that we've had over the past 12 months. And like, I think two of the last conversations that we had were some of the best that we've had, And
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
a lot of that comes down to those guests being really comfortable and just being able to open themselves up. And that's been the goal of the show the whole time,
Yeah.
just make people comfortable.
And building that cadence up between us too, which has been great.
So, if you're listening for the first time, welcome. Or if you're new around here, because we've had some big episodes, appreciate you tuning in. And then also shout out to all our regular listeners. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you guys.
Man, it's been an interesting few weeks since it was just me and you.
Facts, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, we got
What's up? Where have you been on personally, bro?
I don't think we talked about it on the show yet, but I've been really on my fitness game lately. I think we might have talked about it, but for those that don't know, I'm not working right now because obviously quarantine and all that. So like I've been working out like 2-3 hours a day during the weekdays. Like 2 hours a day. 3 is not fair. That's exaggerating. But like 2 hours a day during the weekdays, and then on the weekends, shout out to my boy Austin if you're listening. We've been putting in like 3 to 4 hour sessions outside. So
3 to 4 hour sessions.
Yeah. This dude,
doing what?
This guy I work out with, he's a psychopath.
Austin, that we both know, or different?
No. He went to EK though, but
I don't know him though.
No, I don't think so. No, it's just like a lot of like cardio endurance work. Like I've gotten my cardio up to a level that I didn't think was like possible for my fat ass. So I'm impressed with myself for that. And then
explain your workouts for me real quick. I'm interested.
Like
3-4 hour session. What are you working on?
All right, so we'll start off with like a warm up run, right? Like, maybe 2-mile warm up run, something light, like 11-minute pace, like something really light.
So that's a warm up.
Yeah, which is crazy because like when we first started, so I've been working out with him for like a month, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take it back to like the first week was like half a mile run. I should probably preface this by saying like being able to run a mile in a weird, and I know like most people won't understand this, but coming from the situation I was in where I was 300 pounds, like being able to run a mile for me is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Right? And it's always been
for
like,
anybody.
Yeah. But like, especially coming from like the situation I was in, it's always seemed like an impossible task. Right. So when we first started, like a warm up was 2 laps around the track, which is half a mile. And we'd do, like I said, like an 11-minute pace, like something super light.
Yeah.
And so that was like a warm up. Even at that point, I'm like, yo, this is tough. And then like, 50 push-ups, not in a row, obviously, but like, sets of 10 or whatever, like super, super light. But like flash forward to where we're at now, like 2-mile warm-ups is like a normal, which is crazy. And it really speaks to like, one thing he's been really putting into my head is like the whole mental toughness side of fitness and how much like, you're not gonna die if you run 2 miles. Like even if you don't run ever, you're not gonna die if you run 2 miles.
That's facts.
I mean, there might be like some anomalies where you're like 400 pounds and it'll actually kill you. But, and so like, I think the biggest thing that I've developed over the past month is mental toughness when it comes to fitness. And so like 2 miles warm up is like, it's normal for me now,
Dude.
And so now like 200 push-ups a day, like a couple stadiums in there, like flipping the tire across the whole field, like, just a lot of like body weight stuff. And it's crazy because like looking back even a month ago, I mean, we can even go back like middle school for me.
Yeah.
back 300-pound kid.
You
It's like
couldn't even imagine that.
no, like talking to people. I remember talking to people like in high school, and they would say, you know, for this sport, we do a 5K once a week or whatever to keep our cardio in shape. And like, even the idea of doing a 5K was insane to me, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point where, I'm running almost 4.5 miles every day. And just a week and a half ago, I ran half a marathon. And I'm not saying that to like, hype myself up.
You ran how many miles is that?
13.1.
No stopping.
No stopping. No stopping. And it's like,
Bro,
and
you ran 13.1 miles and didn't stop once?
not once, dog. I stopped to drink
Dude.
water. I won't lie. I stopped to drink water once.
Bro, I can't. Dude, I don't. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that to like toot my own horn. I'm just trying to say like,
Bro, what?
the biggest thing that's changed for me is just like the realization, like, I didn't run the half marathon alone, but what I'm now in my head saying is like, hey, it doesn't matter how long it takes me, I'm gonna get it done, right? So the guys I was running with on that half marathon, they got done, I think like a 9-minute pace.
Yeah.
And I got done like an 11-minute pace. But I'm not tripping about that, because the one thing that's really helped me is like, I'm only competing with myself, right?
Yeah.
5 years ago, running half a marathon, I would have literally laughed in your face. And even like 2 weeks ago, I would have laughed in your face. But it's just like telling myself that it doesn't matter how long it takes me. It doesn't matter if I need to walk. I'm going to do it. Right. And that mentality is what I've applied to like all of fitness now. Like ever since I finished the half marathon, now I'm just applying that to like everything. Right. It's like, hey,
Bro.
I'm going to do the 250 push-ups, whatever it is, like whatever the goal is for that day, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter like if they get it done 5 minutes faster or I'm going to do it,
Bro,
And so that's been like the biggest like eye-opening thing for me.
there's a fucking huge takeaway right there. That's crazy because I was just talking to Parker about this, and I was like, working out is such a mental thing. It's more than like I think people who don't work out don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason why you don't work out because your head's telling you not to. So like it's not as much physical as much as you think, and it comes down to two buckets. Either you're so mentally strong that you're willing to die before you give up, or you realize how mentally weak you are,
Mm-hmm.
and so you want to build that up and to get to the point where you rather die before you give up.
Yeah.
And so I've been shout out to you, like you've encouraged me to like not be so lazy during quarantine, and so I've been running like every day,
Mm-hmm.
a mile a day. Yeah,
props.
and bro, like it showed me how mentally weak I can be at times. When you're in your fourth day
Mm-hmm.
and you're running a mile, bro, you're not really feeling it.
And the calves are hurting. Yeah.
Calves are hurting. And it's funny because the first couple of times I would quit. And what got me really motivated is I realized I quit at like 0.80 or 95.
Like right there.
Right?
Like you can see
Right
the finish
there.
line. Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I can't be quitting when I'm right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I started to do to trick my brain is give myself non-negotiables. So like, if I do quit, I still have to walk back to my car. Like there's no easy way out of getting out of that 2 mile, whatever I'm up to. Like I'm gonna do it somewhere. Like whether it's walking or running, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is like parking my car somewhere else, then running away from it and making myself go to the other end, and then having to walk back or run back. It's up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I realized like on that long run that I did was like, it started off, my knee was hurting, right? And then that went away. And then I started cramping, and then that went away. And then my shoulder was hurting, but like one thing I just realized was like, it's all temporary. Like every mile had a different thing that hurt, but it all went away by the next mile, And
dude,
so like,
I can't even imagine running 13 miles right now.
What was crazy is like, so my brother, shout out to Jake, I know you're listening. My brother has been running like probably like 8 miles a week, right? Like 2 miles a day, 4 times a day, 3 or 4 times a week. So he's like, that, I mean, 2 miles is like, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
But I got him to go on like a 4.5 mile run with me, and even he was able to do it, having never done it before, and
Yeah.
saying like the whole time, "No, I can't do this. I can't do this." And each time it's just like, each time he would say that, every time I said it was like, "No, trust me. Like you're not gonna die if you do this." You know. And he started to make fun of me because I kept saying like, "Yo, you're stronger than you think you are." Like, and I just kept saying it. He kept saying it, and then he did it. You know, and that's like one thing that I've been like, taking pictures of my workouts and stuff, and like people have been sliding up and saying stuff, and each time I'm like, "Yo, it's just like half of it is just telling yourself you can do it, right?"
Yeah. And believing it, right?
Yeah, because like anybody can do, like, let's say 100 push-ups. Like anybody can do that, right? The
Yeah.
hard part is how long it takes you. That's the difficult part, you know.
Mm.
Like you can
You gotta
split
do it.
up, 100 push-ups over the course of 24 hours. Like anybody can do that,
Yeah.
And I think where we get concerned, and I think a lot of this plays into like, anxiety or fear, is like, it took them 10 minutes. It's going to take me 30. I can't do it, you know? But one thing, I said it earlier, is like, yo, you're the only person you're competing against yourself, or the only person you're competing against is yourself. That's it,
Wow.
you know? And whether that's, yourself from yesterday. In my case, I look back at myself, when I was like 18, but like, the only person that I'm racing against is myself. And it doesn't matter how fast, like these guys I work out with are like college athletes. Like there's no way that I can hang with them in terms of like time, endurance and all that. But that's not the point, right?
But
Because
you're
I'm not,
doing it though.
exactly. I'm not trying to compete with them. I'm trying to compete with myself last week, last month. You know what I mean? And so like it's been crazy for me to have like this realization, and now I'm at the point where like, all right, how do I apply this to the podcast? How do I apply this to school? You know what I mean?
That temporary discomfort for
Hmm.
long term success thing.
Yeah.
But like outside of just saying it, actually doing it, I think is like forever will be the answer.
Hmm. Yeah, just getting out of
Like
bed, right? That's the
the amount
hardest
of
part.
doubt that I have that I can run a half marathon right now makes me want to get ready to go run a half marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because dude, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can run 4 miles straight without stopping right
Yeah.
now.
And it was crazy is that like I know
I
you
know what
could.
it feels like when I run a 1 mile. I'm like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah.
One thing
Yeah.
that happens though too is like you realize not how long, like you realize how short a mile actually is. That's one thing that's happened to me.
Hmm.
Because like
Yeah. It's for
when I was
me. It's
quitting early, I'm
literally.
like, bro, it's
Go
not
ahead.
that long, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's long because I'm taking long to do it.
Or it's long because you're thinking about it. You know.
Yeah,
Like if you're just walking like a mile and you're not like, you don't have like the run app or whatever open,
it's nothing.
10 minutes go by and it's done and you're just like, or however long it takes to walk a mile. And it was
Yeah,
funny is for me, like, going down to the end of my street and coming back is a mile. But it seems like, oh, like a mile is so far, like it's this crazy distance.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
it's
yo,
not at
let's go
all.
down the street and come back. you know?
It's not that, bro. It's not that. And like, yeah, no, that's dude. I'm proud of you, and like that's big ups, dude, because like you're like doing the possible. You
Yeah.
know?
It's funny because like I'm realizing now, like I feel like every day or not every day, but I'll say like every week, all I'm doing is just raising the bar for myself, you know? And, I've been pretty transparent on the show. Like fitness is something that I've struggled with obviously my whole life. And so it's always been like the first thing that affects my mood, right? Like if I'm unhealthy or if I feel weak or my endurance is off, I genuinely will make me feel like unhappy.
Mm.
So now knowing that at this current moment I'm on top of the number one fear that I have, it's like the biggest like you know
Yeah,
like I just
bro.
have like this big sigh of relief right now.
And
And
like
what's crazy,
watching you,
I'm not even
yeah,
done yet.
yeah, you're just getting started, right?
Yeah,
Like there's so
I'm
much
literally
more.
a month in, like a month and 2 weeks.
Bro, if you ran a half marathon in your first month, imagine a year from now, you be knocking out marathons
Yeah, well, and like for anybody
every
listening,
other week.
like yeah, for anybody listening, like think about that. Like it took me a month of training to get to the point where I could run a half marathon. And I guarantee, not guarantee, but there's probably a good chance that you were in better shape than I was if you're
Bro, you got to
listening.
share this workout, bro.
I will, yeah. I was thinking about like sharing my weekly routines and like making sure like people could stick up with the plan or whatever.
Dude, I'm trying to keep up with you, bro.
We can start working out together. What's
Bro,
up?
because I don't know if I could run even. Yeah, like, oh, well, let me. I understand that I could do it, but my
Mhm.
brain right now is telling me there's no fucking way in hell
Yeah.
you can run a half marathon.
That's how it was for me, dog. Like literally on the way to the house that I was gonna start at, I was like,
Yeah,
"There's no way I'm doing this,"
I can
because
already feel
my goal was to do 10
the
miles.
cramp.
Yeah, exactly. Like my goal was to do 10 miles, and then my brother was like, "If you do 12, I'll run with you the next week," and that's when we ended up running. And then when I got there, they were like, "Well, if you're gonna do 12, you might as well do half a marathon, which is 13.1." And I was like, "Okay." I showed up thinking 10 was impossible, and I
Yeah,
left realizing that,
there's more.
I could have kept going, you know?
Have you heard that theory about your muscles or your brain? Your muscles give up at 30%. You hear
Mm,
about that theory?
no.
So to preserve, so as humans, there's a thing in our brain to preserve our strength, our endurance, and our stamina, so we don't get badly hurt. That's why
Okay.
we feel pain. And there's a guy, I'm forgetting his name, but he's like a ex Navy SEAL, I think, and like he's
Jocko
trained.
Willink,
Is that his name?
or is he black or white?
Black, I think he's black.
David Goggins?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's him.
Okay.
And he like trained the guy who did the coconut company,
Oh, really?
Vita Coco. There's
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
okay,
Okay.
so there's a story between I think it's them two, and when they first met, he was like, "All right, I need you to do 100 pull-ups or something like that," and guy goes, "I don't think I can do 100 pull-ups." And he's like, "Oh, we'll just stay here till we do them."
Mm,
And the guy
mm.
like, "This motherfucker is crazy,"
Yeah.
and so like, he'll do them. And remember, these are full pull-ups; these are not like no weak shit.
Yeah.
So after probably a couple hours or so, he fucking does the 100 pull-ups, and the guy goes, "See, you can do them, right?" He's
Mm,
like, and then the guy started telling him that like, yo, your muscles give up at 30% for to preserve. So anytime you feel a cramp or pain, it's your body signaling to you that like, you need to slow down or stop so you don't get physically hurt. So your brain gives you like a fake, not fake, but gives you like a pain to let
mm.
you know to stop. And once I heard that, I was like, all right, anytime I start feeling pain when I'm on my run, before I'm done with it, I'm pushing fucking through. Because I
Yeah.
know it's not real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people run miles all the time. So you run half miles all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier said than done, 100%. Um,
Oh, yeah.
easier said than done, 100%.
Yeah, we all know what it's like to get like a mile and a half in and your knee starts flaring and like stomach's cramping. I mean, and I think that's one thing I learned on that run that I did was like I said, every mile was something different, you know,
Yeah,
where like literally, bro, it got to a point where like mile 7, I was like, oh, I don't have any more music to listen to. Not even my physical, like my mind was giving me every reason to stop,
yeah.
but like I said, it just went away. Like if I just pushed through it, just went away. And I think you can apply that to like almost every area of life, you
Did
know?
you get a runner's high after that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah.
How was that runner's high after you're done? After the 13.1?
It wasn't so
Was it short
mine,
lived?
I'll tell you what it was. So like from when I hit 10 miles, was
Yeah.
it I would say like mile 8. I literally started smiling because I knew I was gonna do it, you know? Because what I realized like between I would say like mile 4 and mile 8, there was no
But
difference in terms of like the difficulty,
yeah.
right? Like it, as much as it hurt at 4, it hurt the
Yeah.
same at 8. Like there was no
Yeah.
difference. And so like when I got to 8, I just started smiling because I was like, yo, I'm gonna do it. And I knew. So I think at that point was when I hit the high, you know? But
And you just like, fuck it, I'm going to knock it out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I just started smiling. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and it's crazy to me because I knew like ahead of time that I was gonna finish it. So when I finally did stop, the runner's high kept going, and it almost like put me in a bad space because I was like, yo, you could have kept going, you know. But like what I
Yeah.
told myself is like, okay, well, this isn't the only time I'm ever gonna do this,
Yeah.
and no one told me to go past this point, right? Like my goal was 10. I had someone's goal was 12, and then someone's goal was half. So, and I did every expectation
Knocked
people
it all
had for
out
me, I did. So I was like, you need to be satisfied
with
that you
that.
did it, you know? So like, I talked myself out of it, but like once I stopped, I was like, yo, you could have kept going, you know? But that was a fun
Dude,
feeling too.
that's so inspiring, bro.
Yeah. So for anybody listening, like, I challenge you, you know, I mean, I've been really lucky to work out with people. So like discovering this has been a lot easier. I don't know if someone can do this on their own, but I challenge you, like, go out there and try to do something that's impossible. And you're going to realize very quickly, either during or afterwards, that you're in a better spot than you think. And then every day it's going to get easier because, you know, prior to the run, I was doing like 2 miles a day. You know, like 3 days before I was doing like 4 miles. And now since I did that 13-mile run, like 4 miles a day is cakewalk for me, you know? And so now I'm realizing that, like, you know, I'm in a lot better shape than I thought I was, or at least like I'm a lot stronger upstairs than I thought I was, you know?
Bro, that dude for me, yeah, that. Thank you for that, bro. Thanks for sharing
Yeah.
that. Whoever else listened to this, I hope you guys got something out of that. But that literally gave me some chills, bro.
I'll see you tomorrow for the run, bro.
You running a half marathon tomorrow?
No, 4.5. Just every day.
What time
Next
do you
Sunday,
run?
I'm doing another half marathon, though, if you want to come. We'll talk about it later.
I've been running for what, a week now?
A mile a day.
Yeah. So I think I need like maybe another week or two.
We'll see.
Like
We'll see.
I'm just getting into it. But
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm gonna try to run like 2 miles with no stopping
Yeah.
in between. And faster. That's my goal. I want to run faster.
What I'm going to challenge you to do this. Like,
Okay.
so if you want 2 miles a day to be your standard,
Yeah.
then this is what I did, right? So I wanted, for me, like before I started all this, I
Yeah.
wanted to running a 5K every day was something that I wanted to do, which is like I think 3.2 miles or something like that,
Yeah. Just over 3 miles. Yeah.
something like that. So that was always like a goal. I had said that since I was like a kid. Like I want to be able to do that every day. So what helped me was I pushed past it, right? Like a half marathon's obviously longer,
Yeah.
and so because when I got to that 13, like now a 5K is easy.
Yeah.
Not to be cocky, but like because I know I can do 13, so 3 is easy.
Oh, so you're saying I should run like 4 miles a day or something like that?
No, I'm saying like if you want 2 miles a day to be your standard,
Yeah.
then tomorrow run a 5K,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like prove yourself that you can go farther, because then that 2 miles every day is gonna be cakewalk, you
Oh
know?
shit. Okay, so tomorrow I run like 5K.
Or I mean, if you're trying to be smart about it, I would say like take a day off and then like try to go for the PR so you don't hurt yourself. You know, like give yourself some time to rest. But I think that would help, because that's what helped me, is because like now when I'm running every day, I'm like enjoying it, which is something that's crazy to me because I've always hated running, but now I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my advice. And I think for anyone else listening, like if your goal is to run a mile a day or whatever it is, literally just pick one day and
Yeah.
just do like 3 times what you want to
And
normally.
it's a 5K with no stopping.
Yeah, do the 5K and like tell yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm going to take the whole day off because I'm going to recover. Like let yourself know that this is a big deal, because then once you start running again, like your 2 miles is going to be cake, because you're going to be like, well, I know what it's like to do 3.5. This 2 is easy.
Okay. Cause
You get
that's
what I'm saying?
bro. I'm gonna do this tomorrow, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I wake up early
Okay.
and I go for a run. And tomorrow, by that little trail over there, is it front and back of 5K or no?
In my neighborhood, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's like 2.5 miles.
That little like trail.
Yeah, the one in the wooded area, like between the
Yeah.
farms. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
2.5 miles.
really close to that, like 2.5.
So I have to go down, back, and down again.
Mm-hmm. And then walk back. Allow yourself to walk back.
Then walk back, and that's like basically
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
basically it.
Because then, like doing that is gonna tell yourself, like, okay, 2 miles is cake every day. You know,
I'm gonna do it, bro.
I'm telling you, it works because it works for me, and I'm someone who hates running. Didn't think
Well,
it was
okay, but you did
possible.
a month of training. I'm only a weekend. Is that too early, or
Yeah,
say fuck?
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, the
Should I
difference
wait a
is
month,
like
or should I just go tomorrow?
I trained a month to do 13, and then now 4 a day, and you've been training a week to do,
Well, I've been doing one a day. for a week.
Yeah, so maybe tell yourself on Sunday this week you're going to do a 5K.
Oh, build up to it.
Build up to it. So tell yourself that no matter what, on Sunday you're doing a 5K.
Okay.
And then allow yourself to take Monday off as a reward.
Okay.
And then 2 miles a day
After
is
that.
your new standard. You get
I
what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Yeah. Just try, and then we'll talk about it next week, and we'll see if it
We'll
works.
talk about it next week. We'll talk about my 5K experience.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough fitness talk. We've been talking for a while about that. Everyone listening, if you got inspired by that, let me know like what challenge you're about to do. Like if you just got inspired by what me and Vince talked about, like let us know, DM us or whatever, and let me know like what you're about to do fitness wise.
Bro, I have the challenge 5K Sundays.
5K Sundays every day, every Sunday.
Every Sunday, I'm going to 5K.
I'm with it. Definitely with it. TTA 5K.
Yeah, TK 5K.
Drizzy Drake
Dropped
dropped something called the demo tapes.
the demo tapes.
Let me pull up the track list before we start talking about it. Initial thoughts from you. Let me
Okay.
hear it.
My first thought when I first ran all three,
Mhm.
I low-key thought it was some mid.
Really?
My first reaction.
Interesting.
I was like, okay, this is normal Drake in his pocket, in his bag, like, you know. Then I played it again. I'm outside in the Angie, and I realized why this nigga's the GOAT. Like I get it. Like I get it now.
Talk to me. Explain it to me.
It's the melodies, is how they put songs together. It's like the features they choose. It's like he's forever evolving and pushing the culture forward. And I think outside the bit, he has been at the top of the game. And we can talk about Kendrick and Cole, who's better. I think we have to give him props, like how we have to give LeBron props. Like he continues to push the narrative of what hip hop can be, and what good hip hop and rap is, and the fact that like you have a Fivio foreign feature to a Giveon for feature to a Future and Young. He's just showing his versatility as an artist, and to Playboy Cardi, like he can give you any sound that you want, right? And like he's like perfected how to make music. And I pissed that him and Kanye aren't cool because like Kanye produced album with Drake on it, with is a classic.
Yeah,
change the world. So go back to Demon Tapes. There's a couple songs on there, obviously, that like probably aren't my favorite. I would say like the Chris Brown track, I'm not really fucking with. I don't know. I think I just have a beef with Chris Brown, to be honest with you guys. Like, there's something about Chris Brown music that I don't fucking like.
Is it because of the allegations?
Not
even the allegations. Is it because of what he did?
I think that's part of it, but like his music to me does like seems very like at this stage of his career, this is Chris Brown, and he's giving us weak hooks, poppy songs. Like we're not getting no classics out of Chris Brown. I know Bert. I know you're listening to this right now. Like, shut the fuck up. That's a bad take. Chris Brown's a legend, but I'm like, nah, bro. Chris Brown's a crackhead that has been famous since he was sick.
I mean, just a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, him and Drake dropped that song that like shut the world down. That's a big hit.
I mean, come on now. That's a Drake song.
I mean, no. Chris Brown went crazy on that song.
No. That's a Drake song.
Nah, you can't, like, just because Drake also went crazy doesn't. They both had like an elite level performance. They both dropped 50 points. That was Dwayne Wade and LeBron.
Bro, no. Chris only sang a hook over and over again.
No, when the beat switched?
Yeah.
Maybe I might be forgetting the song, but all I know is like Chris Brown went crazy.
When the beat switched, Drake went off.
Maybe I'm tripping.
You are tripping.
Anyway, we're not talking about that right now.
Yeah, anyway, so not to you, not fucking with, but I understand why people like it. I didn't like D4L at first, but now I fuck with it heavy. Yeah. I didn't like Playboy Cardi's verse at first, but now I like it's okay. It's the best verse ever. Losses, Time Flies, From Florida with Love, and Deep Pockets.
Those are all the takeaways for you?
Oh, those are my favorite songs. Those songs that are on repeat and in that order.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay. So for me, I guess I'll say like the project overall, considering this is the crazy, and I'm not going to give,
Serious
um,
throwaways.
yeah, I was going to say considering it's throwaways, but one thing I've heard like a lot of music critics say is Drake has somehow gotten a pass for dropping a mid project, or in their opinion, mid, because it's called demo tapes and we expected demos. So I'll say considering it's throwaways, but I'm not giving Drake any like slack for that. Um, this is crazy to me because these are like he said that the album's coming this summer, and
Yeah.
these are obviously tracks that won't be on the album, and so that's crazy.
We heard the splits of that Roddy track. You cannot
Is
tell,
that what that teaser was on Instagram?
bro. Do you hear it,
I didn't hear the Roddy part, but I heard the song. I didn't know Roddy was on that joint.
bro? Hard.
Okay, I mean that makes me more excited. I'll say I have to be honest. When to Say When and Chicago Freestyle are still my favorite tracks off the project.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I
and,
excluded those. I just went off
okay,
the new
yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
And
those are the
I'm
best.
like I said, like considering this isn't like a real project. This is like a mixtape. I'm not gonna
Okay.
give whatever. It just those are my favorite tracks for sure. Shout out Giveon. I've been listening to him lately.
Brother too.
Drake put a
Hard.
lot of people on to this new talent, and I love that. Drake does that a lot though. I'll say Desire's caught a lot of hate on social media, and I'm sitting here like, yo,
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite tracks on the project.
yeah, that's hard. I don't
Like
like
I
people
get
hate.
like I understand it's super misogynistic, and Future didn't really go crazy on it, but I still enjoy it. Like it's a good listen, you know.
You got this eye.
I will say though that the track that everyone loves, Landed, I'm not really feeling. We talked about it before the show a little bit, but like
Is
the
that people's really
flow.
favorite track?
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, like a lot of people are saying that was like the crazy song, but for me, like the flow, and like his tone, like it, maybe not even the flow, just like his tonality on, especially like the cadence of the flow was just like, yo, what the? I didn't like it. Um, D4L, yo, Future and Young Thug and Drake. Here's the thing.
Goats.
So obviously we know that Future and Young Thug have crazy chemistry, right? They've done a project together, they've worked together, they're from the same city. They use the same producers. Like these dudes have chemistry.
Well, so does Future and Drake.
So here I'm going. So
Oh,
Future and
sorry.
Drake obviously have crazy chemistry. They've done a project together, a lot of
Yeah,
great songs. Future and Young Thug and Drake have pretty good chemistry, not on the level of the other matchups,
yeah,
but the three of them together, yo,
hard.
like the fact that if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've heard all three of them on the same track. It sounded like a group, you know, like it sounded like these dudes have been in the same group the whole time. Like these dudes are the Migos, and they just came back together for this D4L joint.
Yeah, no,
And
facts.
I gotta give shouts, Young Thug, you killed that. You definitely had the best performance on the track, and
No,
that
he
hook
does.
is crazy. Man, shout out Thug.
He carried Chris Brown that little tape we just dropped too.
I haven't listened to it yet. I've heard about that though.
He carried Chris Brown's whack ass.
I do. So I'll summarize the rest of the project first before I start saying this. I do like the joint with Playboy Cardi, but I'll get to that in a little bit. From Florida with Love actually is like
Look,
top 3 favorite
hard,
songs on the project.
so catchy.
And then we have a discussion about Demons of War that we also need to get to, but that
Okay.
right after I make this point. So everyone's going crazy about Playboy Cardi and how like his verse wasn't good, which is weird to me because like, yo, like this is what he does. He never raps about anything. He never says anything. He never like does anything crazy. I don't get why people are so upset right now.
No, if you heard, okay, yeah, I get. You know what? To your point,
He
it's
never
all
raps
clout.
about anything.
You never talk to him or anything.
So I
No,
don't get like what people are saying. Like, how can this be his worst verse when he never ever has like a crazy good verse?
because I'm thinking about like Magnolia and like Die Lit and all that stuff. I think people were expecting him actually to say words.
Like enunciate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it was definitely, but like it's weird to me because that's how he always sounds. He always sounds like that little baby voice. Granted, like this, he definitely like went like a lot higher pitch than he normally does. But like I don't know. I'm just confused. Like, where people are like, what did you guys expect that he was gonna have like this freestyle crazy moment? Like,
No, so so I was surprised that like Twitter agreed with me. I thought they're gonna be like, no, that Playboy song is hard. But like when I listened to it, it's kind of like felt like out of place.
mm,
Like that verse, it didn't
like
really feel
just
like
his verse.
yeah, like either Drake sent him the song before Drake rapped off it or whatever. Cause it's not like he had a whole different vibe from that song.
Mm.
Like like the lack of effort. You got the intro and everything.
Like, this is what he normally does.
Bro, who did he sound like? I think he sounded like too much like Thug on this.
He did, yeah. I mean, like those voice inflections. That's what Thug does really well.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't like it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather have Thug on it doing a
Mm.
better verse with those cadences and voice things than an off-brand Thug trying to copy him. Like,
Mm.
I put 100K in the eye. Like, you don't do it good. Like, Thug
Yeah,
would
yeah,
do
yeah.
it where it just sounds hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
I'm just confused. Like,
but overall, I feel like it's still a good song.
yeah, like, and I've been hearing a lot of people say like when they play that song, they're gonna skip Playboy's verse, and then
No,
it's just like it's throwing me off because I'm like, I don't know what you guys expect. Like,
oh,
y'all,
that part.
everyone gassed him up to let him be in the position to where he can rap about nothing and make hits. Now I'm not complaining because Playboy Cardi's dope. He makes good music.
But he still hasn't dropped his project right now.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, he does this though. He tells us a project's on the way and it never comes. Um, but like, I don't know. I just don't know like why people expect anything different. Like he doesn't rap about anything, and
Yeah.
we're okay with that. And I'm not complaining. He doesn't rap about anything, and so,
Well,
for some reason he gets a pass. But I think it's cool.
well, if he was gonna drop, he should have dropped before Drake dropped. That's a bad move to drop after that.
Yeah, especially when you don't have a good performance. Like if he had a crazy verse or whatever. Like if he had
But if he
like,
had a crazy project and then we listened to this, it would have been hard.
because we were like
And
primed for it.
we're primed for it. We're primed for his
Yeah.
new flow, whatever.
Yeah.
So that, and we're gonna do drop between before Drake drops his final project. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I guess that gets us to the last two joints. I think we talked about War before on here.
War
But
is
like,
so hard. I don't get why people are
I,
hating on War.
oh, it's just because I mean,
They're like,
I
oh, Drake
I don't
on
know.
War.
I don't know if people know. I think we've talked about it a lot on here. Like me and Vince really like UK music, so like hearing Drake go on a UK track is like that's like a dream come true for us. So like that's just hard,
And I don't think people know how hard it is to rap off UK shit too.
especially when you don't have the accent. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like it's hard because
it's
like
hard, bro.
when I listen to the tracks, I'm rapping with an English accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it makes
Like
sense
men's
because
not hot.
man's not hot. You're thinking
Yeah,
about it differently.
yeah.
Like you're on different flow. So for him to like sound the same but on that flow,
Mm-hmm.
mentally it's hard to do.
Yeah. So gets us to the Demons track with
I love it.
Fivio, however you say his name, foreign. We'll talk about his project after this also. But me and Vince kind of already talked about this, but my issue with it is, and I think this is how people in general feel because the song that hasn't gotten as much popularity as I thought it was. But I think my issue is like it's a drill tune. Clearly, like it's from the UK. This is a UK drill track, but it's with the New York drill rappers, which it's a different flow than how the UK guys rap on the beats, and also like lingo and stuff. But that's because we're from different countries, So like my issue was Drake caught the UK flow, but we got the New York guys on the track, and so it didn't match. Like there was no cohesiveness between like the first part of the track and then the features.
Damn. Okay. I completely disagree. But
Go ahead.
keep
Go ahead.
going.
No, I mean that's like my issue. Like to me, it's not cohesive because I'm hearing this and then I'm expecting like, gigs or um,
See, no,
like
I didn't
like
expect
6-7.
that
Like
at
I'm
all.
expecting someone to come on some drill stuff from the UK because that's the flow that I was anticipating, right? But then I'm in the bit with the wooski. Like, like it's a different style. Although it's the same production, it's a different style of music than they do overseas. And
Okay,
so
yeah.
to me, it's just not cohesive.
So to me, it's like when he started off the song with that other flow, and then did the London thing. He was representing, like he didn't let. I think it'll be more disrespectful or less cohesive if he just kept that flow going without doing a little like London chant,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like I'm pretty sure people in London was like, oh, okay, Drake, we see that you're with it, you
Yeah.
represented, and I feel like it worked. I also think like where I could also see where it wouldn't work is because Fivio and whoever else was on the track definitely like seeing that they're about whatever they're fucking talking about. And like Drake is like this multi-platinum biggest artist
Yeah.
in the world. So it's like kind of weird to like have him like rap shit on that and like it's just kind of like taking their sound a little bit. But they also took the sound from, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, but I love it. I think it was very cohesive. I think it's one of my favorite tracks on the project.
Mm.
I did. Here's a conspiracy theory. Here's a hot take. Why did he take Meek Mill off it? Is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you brought that up earlier.
That is weird to me.
So break down, because I didn't know what you were talking about when you first said that to me.
Okay,
Break that
so
down.
Demons and Goblins off Fivio's project with Meek featuring Meek Mill.
Which, by the way, check out that project for anybody that hasn't yet. That project is crazy.
It's the same beat that Drake is rapping off with Fivio or Fivio, however you go, whatever his name is, and somebody, the other dude. The only thing they changed up.
Let's grab his name real quick. Sosa. What is it? Hold up. Shout out to Apple Music for taking forever. Sosa Geek. He had a good verse, by the way.
Yeah, he did have a good verse.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just found it funny that he took Meek Mill off it. Because now the question goes, was Meek Mill's verse that good on Demons and Goblins? I think so.
Yeah.
So like
he killed that track.
So, but I also can see why they want to make it shorter. But it's like, Theo, take your boy off the track. You know what I'm saying?
Put Meek on it. Can you imagine the numbers it would have done if they've had Meek on that joint?
Drake, him, and Meek.
Yeah. So
does Drake really still mad at Meek for whatever? He's like, fuck that.
Nah, bro. They made Going Bad together.
Like even Going Bad felt like a hand in.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like no guidance. I'll tell you that for right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess my pushback with that thought, not the Meek thought, going back to why he had the UK flow is like War, which is the closer on the project. War is such a UK song. Like that's obviously, I mean, in one listen you can tell that like, you know, there's no point in paying homage on Demons when like the whole next track is 2.5 minutes of you in your London bag. You know, so if you're right, Vince, and like that's what he was going for, to me it seems out of place. Because I mean, obviously you enjoy it, I don't, so like maybe that's the disconnect. But like for me, it's like take away that flow, just and go on some New York shit, because it like I don't know, it just takes it out of place. Like I said, like the production is very much the same from UK to New York, but the flow is obviously like they rap completely different.
Okay, but Stand Alone is a song good or no?
Say it again.
Standing Alone, is that song good to you or no?
Yeah. But the thing is I don't know, like longevity wise, like do I like it because I'm really into New York drill right now? Like I don't know. You know, like is it actually a good track, or am I just really biased because that's like all I listen to at the moment? You know,
no, it's fire, bro. Fivio's music is fire.
Fivio's hard.
Want a second Olympic? Hey.
One thing I do want to say is, for some reason,
bitches I get lit with.
For some reason, Tootsie Slide sounds really good in the context of a project. I don't know why.
Hard.
I don't know why, but like, yo,
hard.
I could play this top to bottom and I won't skip it, which is crazy.
I didn't I played it 4 times today. Did not skip Tootsie Slide. Yeah. When to say when in Chicago freestyle once.
It fits so well in the project. It's crazy to me.
Like, yo, that's funny though, because like out of context, Tootsie Slide is like one of those songs. But like in context, like, oh, that's hard. Like right foot, left foot, slide.
Yeah, it's like he's not saying anything, but like in the context of the project, it sounds great, which is funny to me. You know. So I guess
Okay,
like
can we talk about Time Flies though, real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Can we all agree that Time Flies is the best song on that project?
Let me pull it up again. The AMG joint? Yeah. It's okay. Damn, that's
Play,
tough.
play that first. Play that first bar.
Outside in an AMG, right outside. TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Yeah, it's just like a yeah, that's hard. That's hard. All right, so I'm gonna
Ride or they die.
damn, that's tough. My top 4 from the project. I'm gonna go top 5. There's 14 tracks, so I'm gonna give my top 5.
Okay.
When to Say When, Chicago Freestyle. I already said those are like definitely my favorite. From Florida with Love for sure. D4L for sure. And then yeah, I gotta go Time Flies.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, those are my 5 takeaways. Like my big
If I had to throw another one in there, Losses to me is my personal.
lost you to the game. I gotta hug that.
I love like samples and I love like
Yeah.
how he throws his dad in there. I don't know who he's talking about though.
I don't either. But I think that's what Drake does well. You know, it makes it more relatable.
Whoever's listening to that knows that who he's talking to.
Only had half of they heart in. It's hard to accept now, and it was hard then. But I treated you like gold, I was all in. Spoil rotten niggas smell you before you walk in.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get that copyright strike.
Yeah. We just don't play the whole album on here.
That's overall,
so
though,
I agree with top 5.
Yeah.
With you. Overall, what do you rate it at?
Number wise, like out of 10?
Out of 10.
Let me peep it again. I don't know if I said it, but I'm not really a fan of deep pockets. I'm gonna go like a 7, 6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah, just because like, unfortunately, I've heard most of these tracks before, so that makes it, you know, you're gonna lose a little bit on that.
Okay, but like, imagine like this first time listening to it.
7.
A strong 7.
Yeah, 7.
Man, maybe I'm just like, all right. I gave him an 8.
Damn, really?
Yeah, because it's not perfect, but it's not horrible. And for throwaways, any of those songs would be anybody else's artist's biggest songs in the world. Facts.
So are you, if it wasn't throwaways, would you give it an 8 still? Or are you giving him more points because it was throwaways?
I'm giving more points because of the throwaways. If like Tory Lanez had Florida with Love, you cannot tell me he wouldn't be the biggest artist right now.
As a hit. No, that song goes hard. No, I mean that like Time Flies, Florida with Love. Like there's a few of these tracks that are gonna do their thing for sure.
There is an effortless to the hook and melodies as a rapper that he has access to, which to me, no, that's hard to do because like I'm not kind of count out Fivio, but like we know that's his sound. Like he's not gonna be singing on a fucking track. He's not gonna give us like something to think about, and he's not gonna give us no melodies. The fact that Drake can be like, I'm outside in the AMG, right outside, PT.
Yeah.
I go, you know, as a rapper, bro, to me, hard. And for him not to throw that on his album, that just tells me these are the throwaways and things he's done on the side that they said it wasn't good enough to make the album.
Yeah.
So if you put When to Say When in Chicago Freestyle, which I think is bars
some of his
Drake,
best, some of his best performance in a while, I feel like.
What the fuck do you put on your album, bro?
Yeah, I think
Losses, bro. You want bar for bar? Like, come on, bro.
We've had conversations on the show about we don't think Drake has a classic yet. And I think I honestly, so if this is truly the leftovers, right? Like if they trim the fat on the album and this is literally what was left off, then yeah, we're coming up on a Drake classic for sure. For sure. And I hope we do, you know, because Drake, he needs that. Like in order for Drake to retire anywhere on the top 25, he needs that classic, you know?
Top 25.
It's true.
No,
ain't nobody on my top 50 without a classic. Come on.
No, that's facts. You think he's gonna end up like top 5 of all time?
No.
Really?
I mean, we've gone through this before. I think Drake is the best rap artist of all time. Like artist.
This goes back to the Michael Jordan and LeBron thing.
In a way, yeah. So here I'll lay it out again. I know we talked about it, but it's probably been a while. He's to me, Drake is the best rap artist ever. Meaning, if mom's about to get shot and I got to give one artist who's going to make a hit in 30 minutes, I'm going to pick Drake. That's what that means, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about hits. Like, who is the best artist at making a hit in hip hop? Is Drake. Now, there's a lot of people that can out rap him. So I can't give him top 10 rapper of all time because and to me, the title of rapper means lyricist. Maybe I should explain that. Like, when you ask me who's the best rapper, you're asking me who's the best at rhyming, who's the best lyricist. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
to me, Drake can't touch that top 25.
Really?
Yeah, just because, for one, we don't know if he wrote his raps. And for two, even if he did, there's still people that can out rap him heavily. That's my take.
Yeah, I to your point, still, as much as I love Drake and I love to imagine that I need to hear an album, hopefully this album with a couple songs that are Bari,
Mm-hmm.
for me to prove my thesis in my head that I think he's one of the top 5 rappers of all time.
Really?
Because I think he could do Bari. I think he purposely makes
Doesn't?
hits. Like, no. Hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
I think he could, no, listen to what I'm saying. Everyone listen to what I'm saying. He could do Bari shit. He purposely makes hits. That's scary. I think he could really, because like even his double entendres, the quotes everyone uses on Instagram, they're not like, that's a level of penmanship.
Yeah.
That he throws into a song that like your mom can listen to and your girlfriend likes.
Mm-hmm.
That
yeah,
you
it's
also
the difference between rap and
Benny the Butcher
poetry.
can't do that. You can only make a Bari song that a couple people will like.
Right. Yeah, and I think that plays into
the last person to ever do that was Jay.
What do you say? Like, to do what?
Like, to be able to make a song that's super Bari,
bridge the gaps,
that like everyone can listen to it. Jay-Z is the last person to do that.
Yeah.
And talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Drake doesn't talk about those things because like he's not from it. So even though he could probably bar
but he
it
does
up,
talk about it though sometimes.
he does. I'm like, Drake, chill out. But like he doesn't really talk about it because he's not on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So my question goes to people when we talk about bars: are we talking about the topic they're talking about, or are we talking about how they rhyme?
I think
for a lot of people, their top 10 rappers are gangster rappers. They know how to rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like, well, are we talking about the best gangster rapper? Or are we talking about the best person that can put a song together and make hooks and make rap songs?
Yeah.
How do we classify the greatness? It goes back to my Michael Jordan and LeBron thing. LeBron is the best player to ever touch a basketball we've ever seen. But is he the greatest? Maybe, probably not.
Probably not. Shout out to the doc. Yeah.
Right? And that's like where it's a hard pill to swallow. Like Michael Jordan, by watching this doc, even though I missed the last 2 episodes, I know that like he's goated.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan, like that's a once in a lifetime player.
Yeah. I think to answer kind of what you said about like top rappers, I think at the end of the day, people's top 10 will always be a reflection of them. So, the stereotype is like all white people love Eminem. And so it basically is going to come down to your top 10 is a reflection of your life, essentially, right? So if you're from the gutter, then I bet your top 10 has all Griselda members. You probably got some Jay-Z in there, like people who rap about the lifestyle that you're from.
Biggie, yeah.
Right. Whereas like if you're from the suburbs, your favorite rapper is probably Russ. And that's who you bump. And like Post Malone, and like no jokes, whatever. Those are talented artists. You know what I'm saying?
I know a couple people that love Russ. Thanks.
Yeah, but I just think that's it. Like, I guarantee if you're not from a certain upbringing and a certain lifestyle, like, DMX or I don't know, Black Thought, like they're not going to be on your top 10. Maybe even because you don't know who they are.
That's also facts.
So I think, you know, Drake will touch a top 10 for a lot of people because he doesn't rap about that gutter stuff and the gangster stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think to your point, you're actually probably right. Like Drake probably is in most people's top 10, you know?
Yeah. Well, I wonder how it all plays out.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I think to low key, honestly, like to put Drake in the rap category is almost disingenuous to his legacy. Like he deserves to be in the R&B category. He deserves obviously to be in the rap category. He's in the pop category every year in the charts. Like I think that's why we need to change the conversation to artist. Right? Like
like we did with Mac.
This is crazy, but is
like
Drake
Mac Miller, the Drakes of the world are not the rule. They're like outside of the rule. So we should treat him as such, is what you're saying.
Kind of. Yeah, like
that's an artist. That's a once in a life
talent
that came through.
Tyler, the Creator, Childish Gambino, like these people come into rap, but they evolve into something bigger, right?
Yeah.
I think Drake's one of those people. He came into rap, but we need to appreciate that he's not a rapper anymore. He's just an artist. He just makes music, you know?
Yeah.
And we put it under the rap umbrella because
Post Malone the same thing, Sam?
Yeah, 100%. Now,
you came into rap.
The way that Post did it is really disingenuous, right? Because it's taken Drake 10 years to get to this point, right?
Well, so I have a theory on Post. You really think it's bad, or I feel like the media took it, made him somebody he wasn't.
I think the media makes him look great. Like I think he's on media side, but I think it's those within hip hop culture to recognize like, oh, this dude came talking about White Iverson with braids, and now he's on Bud Light commercials. You know, like I think if you're within hip hop culture and you understand how it works, like you can see like, okay, this dude 2 years later is all of a sudden not anywhere close to what he used to be.
Yeah.
Whereas like Drake came in like this, but the thing is like, it's almost disingenuous to say that because Drake came in talking about, I better find your love. You know, like he didn't come in talking about like what Lil Wayne was rapping about at the time.
Exactly.
And that's what made Drake so popular.
Exactly.
So I almost think
find your heart.
Like he's been making music like this. That song holds up. That song holds up amazing to this day.
Exactly. If he redid that song with his new like tone and shit, hard still.
Yeah, I guarantee anyone.
I better find your love.
Anybody within the age of like 20 and 30 right now is gonna have that on their wedding playlist, right? Because that song holds up.
Hard.
Anyway, so I think the conversation really needs to be like, is Drake good enough, talented enough, whatever, to touch the conversation of top 10 artists of all time? And I literally mean top 10 artists like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, da 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 da. Like, will he be able to eclipse that? Because I think that's what he's aiming for.
He's for sure on that list, on the top 25 greatest artists of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more fair to his legacy to put him in the discussion of, you know,
yeah, because he's closer to a Beyonce than
right. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a better, like, you know, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, like when the Beatles, whatever, like who we consider the best musicians of all time, like is Drake gonna enter in that bracket? I think that's the better question, you know. And I like I said, without a classic album, the answer is no, but we'll see what happens, you know, because like MJ's got Thriller, and that's one. Like he's got 5 classics, you know, and like MJ, and that's why that's why MJ's top 5, right?
He's number 1. He's a great
artist. I mean, that's why MJ is the best artist of all time.
Then number 2 is Beyonce.
I think most people would put them.
Number 3 is the Beatles, and then number 4, I would go like Otis Redding, and number 5 I'll go. Is a tie between Madonna and Prince.
How are you even able to do this, bro? There's so many artists.
No, but I'm talking about like all-time greats, bro.
I know. That's what I'm like. How are you even able to put together a 5 so fast?
Michael Jackson, Beyonce, what did I say? The Beatles.
You said Beatles, yeah.
Then I said Otis Redding.
What about Elvis? Did he make your top 10?
No, Elvis doesn't make it. He makes the top 10, not the top 5.
Okay.
And then a tie between like Madonna or Prince. They're like tied for 5.
Mm.
And I kind of want to give it to Madonna because, like, yo, what she fucking did, bro, that's not easy.
And dated Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, bro, she was out here. Yeah, so I'll take Prince off. And I'll give her 5. I'll give Prince 6
Wow.
of all time. Top.
I'm not even about to try to make a top 5. I'm not even
Oh,
about to. But I will agree.
Number 7, Bob Marley. That's my top 7 confirmed. Ask me 10 years from now. I believe that with my heart.
We'll see. I think like the non-negotiable is Michael Jackson's in there, and then like any other, I think the next.
If you don't consider Michael Jackson the greatest artist of all time, then I don't know like who is.
I mean,
he bought through his success in music. He bought the Beatles catalog.
I agree with you. By the way, I do agree with you. He's the best. But I think, if you grew up in a different time, you probably would say like the Beatles. Or no. I mean, me and you aren't rock fans, but I'm pretty sure like Metallica would probably touch somebody's top 10. I have no idea.
Metallica's great, but we're talking about all time.
Yeah, I mean, but those are like Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, like those. Someone from the rock world has got to make it in there.
Well, Jimi Hendrix is number 8.
Bro, there's no way you could just whip up a top 10 out of nowhere.
I just did.
We should take like 2 weeks and actually make like best.
I'm telling you right now, all time, Beatles is on there, but Michael Jackson's ahead of the Beatles. He's just bigger.
Okay, so to end the discussion, what would it take for Drake to get in your top 20 best artists of all time?
He needs to drop a classic album.
That's all he needs is one classic?
One classic and his maturity.
Like talking about kids and stuff?
I'm not talking about kids, like, just as in an adult.
Like he needs his 444? Is that what you're saying? Or are you talking outside of music?
No, I'm talking in music. I'm talking more like there's a point where every rapper or artist gets to when they make an album where they're talking about when they've meshed their lifestyle and things that they care about and they've gotten it. Right? And Michael had that point, like We Are the World, Pretty Young Thing. He was at that stage of his career where he was giving us like the best music at that time available to be made. And I think Drake's on that forefront. And like no one can catch up to him on that. And so when I say classic, I need to hear some bars. I need to hear some emotion because he does R&B. I need to hear, we need another YOLO. You know what I'm saying? Like we need another like. I'm
gonna clip this, and then when the album drops, we'll like review and see if he checked the boxes.
Yeah, see if he checked the boxes because like if he's able to produce a YOLO, like a hit song, like. Remember YOLO, how big that was.
And that's not even his biggest track. I'd say Hotline Bling is probably his biggest. Or like God's Plan.
Yeah, but like think about the cultural aspect about YOLO.
Yeah. We still say that to this day, low-key.
So if he can produce another like hit like that, if he can give us a song that makes you want to cry.
He does often.
Right? Like and that hits all the points. And he gives us a Bari track.
On the same project.
On the same project. I want 2, but give me one where it's literally him in a beat and he's rapping. He's going off, bar for bar, cadence for cadence, clever, Instagram caption worthy. Makes you go back and listen to it. What did he just fucking say?
Right.
Bari shit. And I think if he does 3 of those things, right, then we can consider him that he's on the top 25 of all time. Because other people got there by being themselves and making the music they've made to the best of their ability. We never had somebody,
or being the first of something.
Yeah, right. we never had someone that's able to pull from all that legacy,
right,
and then be able to create something out of it and be considered still great with no missteps.
Yeah,
with not one. Like Chris Brown's on his way, but then it didn't work out.
Yeah, I think when me and you are like 40, we're gonna have a conversation about what Chris Brown could have been. But there's no conversation for that right now. But
well, he could have been great, bro.
if we're being honest, like he might be the most individually talented person of all time, but unfortunately threw it away. And like, you know, whatever. Let's not even get into it. But
why is he not making love songs, bro? Why is he making like?
I gotta be honest, I don't listen to Chris Brown like that. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't listen to him either. But like, he's not dropping no.
I mean, he dropped he dropped something last year, yeah.
He should be dropping. He dropped a 30-track project that no one liked.
Wasn't that Indigo? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about him.
Enough about music talk. I actually, before we move on with music, any projects that we haven't talked about on the show that you want to make sure people listen to real quick?
Real quick, like really fast. What do you think about the Fivio Foreign project?
We talked about it off the show, but I got it in my top 10, which is currently 8 albums. I only have 8 albums in my top 10 so far, and I have it in there.
Oh shit, my bad.
Drive By is like is probably my favorite song right now.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that's definitely in my top 10 at the moment.
So I've been listening to.
Damn, there's so much music. I'm like scrolling back like only a week.
Yeah, me too. Like there's so much music I fucking listen to. It's fucking stupid.
I'll go
real quick
while you've.
Did we ever talk about your thoughts on the Division project?
No, because we had the 2 guests after that, so we haven't even talked about that yet.
So real quick, what do you think about that?
Amazing. That's all I can say. Real quick, Miss Me is a hit. The song with Buju Banton, crazy. Popcorn, obviously. I mean, Popcorn just, he just hits in a different way. And then there's one more song. I think it, I want to say it's Greedy. I'm not sure because I haven't listened to this album in a little bit because of how much music's been coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this was an incredible album. Is that it? Hang on. No, that's not it.
I was happy I don't have a girlfriend when this came out, bro.
Let me find it. Hold up. What the?
Is it Between Us with Snow?
Nah. Still Pray For You. Also, honestly, bro, like the whole thing. Yeah, I can't pick out, like there was a few songs that like I've been listening to on repeat. Miss Me though, for sure, is a hit.
Yeah, I agree. So this is not like a new to 2020, but I've been listening to like heavy, like heavy, bro. Summer Walker.
Her project that came out, was that last year or was that this year?
That was last year, 2019.
Okay.
And I've been listening to Session 32 hard, bro. Heavy.
Yeah.
I've listened to a lot of Snow. I've been in my R&B bag for sure lately.
There's a lot of great R&B coming out right now.
Fucking so much good music. Oh, Giveon, hard.
Giveon. West Side Gun, Pray for Paris. Yo.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I was
not ready for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure like if that's music for everybody, but yo, there's some $500 ounces with Freddie Gibbs. Oh my god, bro.
I feel like it is for everybody, but the sound is so like it's broken up. To your point.
What you mean?
Like there's like before there's only vanilla and chocolate in ice cream shops. Now you can get Mountain Dew.
This is the rocky road of the ice cream world.
Yeah, so like there's so much, so like people can be more subjective, but like that when we talk about rap music, and we talk about being
lyricism
but being current with it.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you can get better than West Side Gun.
Yeah. And all of Griselda, like their features on the project was crazy. Tyler the Creator and Joey Badass had like a crazy performance. Freddie Gibbs always does that.
That's another thing I forget about Tyler Creator. He can actually rap.
When he wants to. Yo, when I heard that, I got like chills the first time that song played.
You're forgetting, bro.
Yeah. What else?
What's her name? She's dropping a project. I heard that's gonna be crazy. Kalani.
Really? She's on the way?
Drop it? I think it's on the 8th. I remember. But like, I read her track list, bro. It was on Twitter, and by G, bro.
Yeah.
She had everyone on it, bro.
She makes incredible music.
She has Tory Lanez, Janae, Masengo, Lucky Day.
Oh, Asango. Okay.
No, Masengo. Lucky Day, James Blake, bro.
So that's good. Yeah, that's gonna be an R&B moment for the decade.
Bro, this shit gotta be hard.
She makes good music too. I pride our show on bringing the bridge between the UK and America. So I got some recommendations. Unfortunately, Cadet, who's a rapper from the UK, passed away last year. But his final album came out last week, and it's absolutely incredible. Some radio joints, but there's definitely like some introspective tracks. I definitely recommend people check that out. Shout out to Crepton Conan for like orchestrating that whole thing. What else we got?
I've listened to a lot of Heady One lately.
The collab project or his solo thing? Okay.
Both. They're both hard.
Yeah. Heady's dropping some good music right now, yo.
Bro,
he's evolving too.
Yeah,
he's a good example of like a drill rapper that evolves.
Music and Road, Ball and Peace. Nearly died.
Yeah, those tracks are crazy.
So that's where I get mixed up in music because I really do like. I know people get me like fucked up because I talk about Drake a lot. I really do like bars, and I think like a lot of people know that. Like if it's not R&B and it's not like everyday music for me. And when I say everyday, I mean like you can just throw it on. It's always gonna be good. You always be in the mood for it. I really like bar-y people. I really like Griselda. I really like people that really be rapping because like when I'm on a drive, like I want to hear it. That's why I like Sauce Walker so much. Even though he's like out there, he really be rapping, and like I want to hear what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your perspective,
right,
as an artist, and like I really hope that like more people come up with this bar-y stuff, and not just be bar-y for bar-y though. Like actually come up with like something they're talking about. So like even with Westside, I just love how they're just going about it. They're showing you how to be bar-y and be current.
Yeah.
Because the word
like crossover.
Yeah, I think people should be rapping just to be so rapidy. Like M does, and it does not sound good.
Yeah. Yeah. My last recommendation is Young Bane, Quarantine, The Lost Files. He's another cat from the UK, but he's got that project's really good. I've been bumping that a lot.
I haven't even listened to it.
Yeah, it like just came out. I think he dropped it Saturday or something like that. That's a good project. Yeah, I mean, the Travis Scott and Kid Cudi track is crazy.
Yo, yeah,
crazy.
Where's Scott so far?
I mean, they called it like the Scots, which tells me like maybe there's a project on the way. I don't know, but if there is, I'm excited for it.
Why do they call it the Scots? By the way, am I missing something?
Travis Scott, and then Scott is Kid Cudi's first name.
Oh, really?
I
didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which is like a funny play on words. Like it's simple enough, you know.
Yeah, I was like, yo, they're like family, and I don't know it. They're like a brother or some shit.
Yeah, that's it for music.
Yeah.
So I guess the last thing that we said we were talking about is
shows.
One show or movie recommendation that we haven't talked about because I know we're all trapped in the house right now. So we wanted to put together a recommendation from each of us, one from each, of something that we haven't talked about on the show before. So I've talked about Peaky Blinders a lot. Like I'm not going to recommend that, although you do need to check that.
You haven't watched Peaky Blinders yet? You're fucking up.
So yeah, I'll let you go ahead first, Vince.
The Last Kingdom. Fire.
I'm working my way through that right now, yo.
Okay. Uhtred is lit. I just finished it. Fire.
Yeah.
You're into
Game of Thrones and
Game of Thrones style and like old school war and like I like the cleverness and like the simpleness of how like people thought back then, so I'm really into it. I love that. And I also watched a movie, I'm gonna give you guys both, called God damn it, is this The Extraction on Netflix too?
Oh yeah, with Chris Hemsworth with Thor.
Yeah, that was like.
You liked it?
No, that's not the movie I'm talking about. I watched that one too. They like it was the old Batman dude, and they went in and they like stole money from this cartel dude.
Um,
I'm forgetting the name of it. Fuck.
I can look up the actor.
Hold on.
Wait, the old Batman, as in like with
Or I mean, he's the new Batman, but the old Batman at the same time.
Hmm?
What's his name? What's his fucking name, dude?
like the one that like was just before Ben Affleck.
No, Ben Affleck. He has a movie
Okay.
on Netflix.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Let me
I'm
look at the
forgetting the
name.
name. It was just on the tip of my tongue. Hold on, let me log in real quick. It's gonna
I'm
show
gonna
my
try to find it too. He's also in a basketball movie I wanted to see, but quarantine shut down the theater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Netflix got some shows on right now,
Triple
bro.
Frontier.
Oh God. Well.
Oh shit.
Triple
Yeah,
Frontier. Is that
that
what it's
it?
called? Here, let me show you the cover. This one?
Yeah,
Okay. Is it
really
good?
that was a really good movie.
That cast is crazy, yo.
I was not expecting it. Like, I watched every bit of it. Yep. So those
All
are my
right,
two.
boom. Those are good. Those are good ones.
Both on Netflix.
So I got this. So I had actually picked a different movie, but last night I watched this movie and I definitely need to recommend it.
All
It's
right, tell us
called.
both.
No. Sorry. The first one, which is the one I watched last night, is called A King's Speech, which is about King George the Fourth or something, or the Sixth or something like that. And he has to, as a king does, give like commencement speeches. And the whole thing, I won't spoil what it's setting up, but it's setting up a really important speech in history that actually happened. But he has a super bad speech impediment, like stuttering the whole time. And so the whole movie is the story about this king who gets anxiety and gets laughed at every time he gives a speech, but he has to give this really important speech at the end of the movie. And it's all about like the progression through that. And, he meets a dialect coach and all this stuff. It's all about like persistence and everything. Basically like where my
Yeah.
head's at the moment. It was
Okay.
amazing. It was amazing. Really great acting too and cinematography.
Okay. Okay. Speech. And what
Yeah.
else?
And the other one, this one's fun. It's called The King or A King or something like that. It's on Netflix original. With this kid Timothy Chalamet, who I've been hearing a lot about. He's like this up and coming actor from I think New York. He's dope though. He does a really good job. Robert Pattinson is in it too, and it's
Okay.
about it's like medieval warfare. I forget who it's about, but it's a battle between England and France, and it's about
Okay.
this kid who doesn't want to be king at all, becoming king and having to go to war and all this stuff and get involved in kingdom. And
Okay. I'm gonna watch it. I see
it's
it
like an
here.
evolution story. It's actually really good.
Does he get crazy?
It gets crazy. So he's like this young kid who just wants to be a playboy type, and then
Yeah.
ends up having to be king. So it like shows his progression and
I'm
like
becoming king. And
yeah,
is
who
he
he
on France
trusts.
side
And
or London side?
he's the British.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check that out too.
Yeah, it's good. So those are two movies I recommend. But yeah, that's all this week. I think we talked for a while. Anything else you want to say before we close it up?
Nah, dude, thank you for inspiring me to like run more.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great episode. Thank you guys for listening, supporting the takeaway. Forever and always, big ups to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We're just really early on this journey, and I think we've got our cadence, and I think shit is about to blow. So thank you guys for all the support.
Yeah.
Keep supporting us. We'll keep supporting you. And maybe we got to think about this 5K Sunday TTA thing.
I'm gonna have a little challenge.
Yeah, we might have to do a challenge where like you go run it and you post a picture after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate everyone listening. We got some important episodes coming up, so make sure y'all stay tuned. And yeah. Peace.